Leg drop, boot to the face, we won't fold. Quick to put a dude in this place, he out cold. With a tombstone, grapple the waist, get laid flat. Can't escape, nowhere to go, the cage match. It's on now, when I spot him, it's no problem. Everybody stone cold till they hit with the rock bottom. Sharpshooter, I won't miss him like Bret Hart. Like Al Snow, they gon' need him a head start. I just might catch a better body than Mickey James. Get acquainted with the name, we bringin' the pain. Like Kane in the ring, all I see is red. Paul era, Undertaker, I can see the dead. John Cena putting hands in your face. Ted DiBiase, keep a milli on the waist. B2TF, better stay in your place. Or get smacked down, play it safe, what you talking about?
Welcome to another episode of Boot to the Face here on YouTube and all your favorite podcasting platforms. I am one half of your favorite podcasting tag team, Chris Rucker, along with my co-host EJ Reed, and we are here to talk about some pro wrestling. EJ, how you doing?
Man, I can't complain, man. How you doing?
Doing all right. Tuesday, back on our regularly scheduled program on recording day. Getting closer and closer to working these kinks out and getting back to going live. I know it's been a while, but I've been moving and switching from Skype. Like, we're still fucking with stuff now. So we'll get there eventually. But yeah, other than that, I'm good, man.
That's what's up. That's what's up. Spring is in the air. The Knicks look like they're about to, they got a gift. Well, I don't want to say a gift because you hate to see the guy go down, but that Jason Tatum Achilles injury is unfortunate. I like to see the Celtics and the Knicks at full health going at it, but I mean, I don't know.
Is that what it was? Yeah,
it's Achilles. He's out for maybe even all of next season.
Damn, all of next season?
Definitely half of it. Achilles ain't no joke, man. That's what happened with Kobe. That's what happened with Kobe when, like, the last time he was at his highest power, that Achilles happened, and then he wasn't the same after that.
I thought it was like 6 to 8 months. I didn't know it was that long.
I mean, it is May. The season starts back up in October.
Yeah, that's only a month into the season if it's 6 months. Now, if it's 8, I guess that spills over into January. But yeah, it was unfortunate. Tatum's a beast. Like I said, I've said before, I haven't watched a lot of basketball the last couple of years. Like, I'll throw a Knicks game on here and there throughout the regular season, and then I watch them in the playoffs just because I don't have time like I used to when I was like there was one time in my life when I was a bigger Knicks fan than I am a Cowboys fan, and now that's kind of switched. But so I don't get to watch all the other teams. So like when they go up against Indiana last year, I'm like, I've heard of Halliburton, but I didn't know he was like that. And then seeing Tatum play 4 games now, like, that boy can ball. And Boston, my God, these motherfuckers just shoot. Like, I guess we talked about it last week, like, live by the 3, die by the 3, but shit, these last 2 games, they've been making these motherfuckers. I'm just like,
especially
as soon as somebody, even the center, Al Horford big ass be shooting threes.
It's the positionless basketball. That's how it's been the past 10 years or so, maybe 15. But yeah, I mean, especially game 3. And then even game 4, they were making a bunch of, I don't know how they lost that game actually, because they were hitting like a ton of threes. Knicks just hung in there and able to pull it out. Maybe that hometown energy was able to put them over the top, and because they were down 14, 15.
Yeah, it kept looking like they were gonna run away with it, and the Knicks would do like a little 6-0 run. And I'm like, you know how it is when you're watching basketball. Your team's down double digits, like, just get it within 8 by halftime. Like, just get it under 10 by halftime. I think it was 11. I was like, shit. And they came out in the third quarter and just like, it wasn't like they went on this big run either. They just kind of chipped away, and before you know it, the game was tied. And then once New York took the lead, they never really looked back.
Yeah, like you said, once they got that lead, they didn't look back. But it's gonna be interesting if things shake out how they are to see like what this new generation can do as far as like ratings and eyes on it. Because if things go like the way they go, it'll be New York, Indiana, not like traditional as far as you think of like year in and year out in the Eastern Conference Final, and then Minnesota, that's definitely not traditional, and OKC, like they hadn't really been good since KD and them left and whatnot, so it'll be interesting. And shit, I'm a Bulls fan. I might have to, be more convenient just to cheer for all Dallas teams with their luck in the draft lottery.
Jeez, like the fact that Nico gets off the hook with that bullshit. Not only that, like, thank goodness he let Jalen Brunson walk.
I mean, when he was with the Mavs, he was like a role player. I don't know. People didn't see this. People didn't see this.
What's his name? Luka. When Luka would go out and Brunson would come in when Luka was out injured, like, because I listen to Dallas sports talk radio for like Cowboy stuff, and they cover the Mavs and the Rangers and shit like that. And I used to always hear them talking like, why are we not playing Brunson more? Like, should Brunson be playing more? Who cares if he gets along with Luka? And then when they just let him leave, like, Scalabrini said this morning, he's like, they could have signed Brunson for like $60 million on a discount just because he wasn't playing that much, and then you'd have a superstar right now. Like, how do you not see that in practice, though? No, you know what I mean? Like,
hindsight is always 2020. The same thing with James Harden and OKC when he left. They let him walk and go to the Rockets. The fucking Clippers traded SGA to OKC for the Paul George. Like, they wouldn't have traded him if they knew he was going to be the MVP this year.
I don't know. I feel like I feel like when you're in practice, you should be able to tell, like, if we give him a little bit more playing time, like, boy got skills. It ain't like he just all of a sudden changed how he played. Like, he's played the same way he's always played when he's at Villanova.
Sometimes it's just opportunity and chance because James Harden was sixth man of the year. OKC, like, literally the second he got on the Rockets, the boy was putting up like 30 a game. So it's just opportunity. It's just opportunity. If you got like somebody Luka ahead of you, you know how ball dominant Luka is. Look, that's why I don't know. Like, people are shitting all over the trade, but Luka don't play no damn defense.
I still don't want to hear that though. Like, if I got superstars on the team, I don't give a shit if they get along. I don't care if they games don't match up. Like, we gotta make this shit work if you want to win. Look at Shaq and Kobe. They made it work, and they didn't even like each other.
I mean, I don't think Luka had any issues with like personnel on the team. They were like, it was the higher ups that saying like, you ain't taking it seriously. You eating junk and not in shape, and you're supposed to be a franchise player. I'm trading for.
Well, again, this comes from listening to all the Dallas sports talk radio I do. Luka and Brunson didn't gel together.
Oh,
Luka and a lot of their teammates didn't.
You're talking about that back then. I thought you talking about more recently. Yeah.
No, I'm just talking about. Look, and again, I'm glad they let him walk. And like I said, I don't watch a lot of other teams. So besides hearing about Brunson, when the Knicks signed him, I was like, oh, cool. They signed somebody. I didn't think he was gonna be like this though. Like, this motherfucker might take us to the damn finals.
Nobody projected that he'd be like a perennial all-star. It was a diamond in the rough for him. Like you said, I watched him at Villanova, and he took them to 2 national championships. So, not all the time college players translate to the NBA, but in this case, it did. So, yeah, shout out to the Knicks.
I also think he's a case of undersized like crazy. Like, the fact that if he was like 6'5" and had the same game that he's got now, I think he'd have been way more sought after than he is. The fact that he barely touched the damn rim, you don't think he can score at will like he does, but he fucking gets it done, man.
No, I mean, sometimes it's this Steph Curry syndrome. Like, that's why he didn't go top 5. He was number 8, and he only got recruited to like Davidson. His dad's alma mater wouldn't even recruit him. He wanted to go to Virginia Tech like his dad did, and then he had to go to Davidson. And I knew he was going to be really good in the NBA. I knew he was going to be an all-star. I didn't know he was going to be Hall of Famer, like greatest shooter all time, but I knew he was going to be an all-star when people thought he was going to be Adam Morrison. Like, people thought he was going to be like JJ Redick or something. I'm like, nah, this kid could play. I watched a lot of his Davidson, but yeah.
What a disappointment JJ Redick was in the NBA.
He carved a good career out. He was a 3-point specialist, like, but at Duke, he was that like that guy.
Yeah, he was that guy.
Yeah. So, yeah, it happens. Either way.
Back to Tatum, man. It does suck that he got hurt the way he did. Obviously, it's gonna make it easier on the Knicks to get one more game without their best player. And he was having like a ridiculous game, and Brunson was just answering them back and forth. I hated looking at ESPN. I don't know what the little fat white guy's name is, or wears a suit that's too small for him.
Brian Windhorst. Brian Windhorst.
Is that him? Who's Stein? I thought there was a guy named Stein back in the day. Mark Stein or some shit. Anyway,
maybe.
Whoever this guy was, first thing I saw, he was like, "There's just a black cloud over this win for the Knicks," and blah. Look at the score when Tatum got hurt. He got hurt with OG stealing the ball, breaking away for a dunk to go up by 13 with 2 minutes left. Don't try to act like they still had a shot to win if Tatum didn't get hurt.
Yeah, it was pretty much over. It's pretty much over. But I mean, Boston could do Boston things. Like, I would have gave them because they were in all of these games and they blew the lead in with the first two. So if any team could have came back from 3-1, I think it could have been Boston. But they ain't doing it without Tatum. It's over.
I hope New York ends it tomorrow night and just get it. And plus the Knicks need rest. They've only got a 7-man rotation. These motherfuckers playing like 45 minutes a night.
That's brutal. Hopefully they don't come back and bite you in the ass. But definitely, if it's New York, Indiana, I don't want to see Indiana in the finals.
I don't either. Like I said earlier, we owe them for last year beating us down in Game 7, and my boy Brunson broke his hand in that game. The game was kind of in hand. There was still time for New York to come back, but they were raining threes like Boston does. Every time New York would get within 10, they'd hit 2 or 3 3-pointers and go back up damn near 20. But Brunson got hurt, I think, it was late third, early fourth quarter. After that, I was like, this shit's over with. But we owe them.
Yeah. Shit, might be time to party like it's 1999. Hopefully with better results, because the Spurs kind of dug in that ass.
Yeah. Who's left in the West?
OKC and Timberwolves. OKC and Denver still 2-2, so that could go either way. But I'm hoping OKC. I don't like Denver.
Golden State lost.
They're down 3-1, so it's all but over.
To Minnesota.
Yeah.
Damn. My boy Butler gonna be out selling coffee in the next 3 days or something.
Butler's that guy. I mean, I think if I'm not mistaken, I think they said he had put up 60 or something the other game. I might have saw something wrong, so don't quote me on that. But I want to say he put up numbers. I mean, he kind of had to with Steph being out.
Steph is out for the rest of the playoffs?
I think they said they're going to try to give him a run. They kind of have to the next game. It's a hamstring. You know how those go.
Well, EJ, let's get to some pro wrestling. We'll start off on the somber note. And I don't want to say get that out of the way, but ECW legend, hardcore legend, and all around crazy person Sabu passed away this past week. Actually, weekend. This ain't the time to shit on ECW, but I didn't really watch a lot of ECW. So all I saw were Sabu highlights. I don't think I've ever actually seen a Sabu match. What's your experience watching Sabu? Did you watch any of his stuff when you were younger?
Yeah, I was a pretty big ECW fan for the tail half of it when they finally got a TV deal with TNN. And yeah, I mean, he was just one of those staples in ECW, and you knew he was gonna do something batshit crazy. I've seen a good bit of Sabu's matches, but my memory's so bad, I can't point to a specific moment, but I just remember him with that chair just flying all over the place. And I remember with Joey Styles, suicidal, homicidal, genocidal.
Yeah,
that's how I was able to figure out words in the dictionary, is looking up what genocidal was, and I'm like, what is
this motherfucker crazy?
Yeah. Yeah, so yeah, he was definitely one of the like homegrown ECW guys. You think of him, you think of Sandman, Just Incredible, Lance Storm. All of those guys were mainstays. Like when I started watching, like some of the guys who were homegrown, like the wave before that, they were kind of dispersing off into WCW and WWF at the time. Taz went to the WWF, and Raven went back to Well, Raven went from WC. He was Johnny Polo in WWF. Then he went to ECW, then to WCW. So yeah, so he was already out. He came back though on the tail end, but
Scotty Flamingo, wasn't that his name?
yeah, Johnny Flamingo. I thought it was Johnny Polo. I know it was something.
Was it Scotty Flamingo?
It was something stupid where he was a prep and playing out of character. But yeah, so yeah, man. And they said he was just working the show like a week or so ago. His last match. That's crazy.
That was at WrestleMania weekend.
Okay,
Joey Janela's spring break.
So yeah, man.
I saw him at walking around at WrestleCon. Didn't me and you see him at WrestleCade last year? Coming up the elevator? I swore it was Sabu.
Maybe.
I know we were both pretty drunk, so.
It could have been. So your guess is good as mine.
Yeah, but it's always cool. I shouldn't say cool, but it's always nice to see all the other wrestlers like start sharing stories and shit like that. I know it's corny, but I when I listen to Busted Open, I always hear Mark Henry talk about this. Like, we ought to let people know how great they were before they pass away, like beforehand. I think it'd be dope if, like, say Mark Henry just picked a wrestler. Like, I want to talk about The Rock, and he just put like a 2-minute video out about stories about The Rock, and then other wrestlers would start like sharing stories and shit like that. And then every day or week or something, they pick a different wrestler for everybody to kind of tell stories and shit. I think that would be dope, because it's always fun hearing the behind the scenes stuff. Like, I was listening to Booker T on Stone Cold's podcast the other day when I ran out of shit to listen to. So I was just like, let me throw on an old Stone Cold episode, and I saw Booker T was on there. And man, that, like, listen to them two sit there and talk about WCW and when Booker first got to the WWF and all that, is just like, that's the type of shit I like. I don't like so much the wrestlers complaining about the younger generation does it this way and shit. Just fucking tell me some stories about being on the road and shit like that.
Shit. Well, you definitely won't like Eric Bischoff and like Jim Cornette. That's all they do is bitch.
And I don't listen to him. I've listened to a couple of Bischoff shows. I listened to that Sting episode where he talked about what happened at Starrcade. To this day, he still won't.
Lying. Huh? He's probably lying and capping, just like Hogan.
Yeah. To this day, he still won't tell the fucking truth that Hogan decided he didn't want to put Sting over. Instead, he's like, oh, we didn't tell Nick Patrick this, and he kind of, everything got confused. Shut the fuck up. Y'all did that shit on purpose. And that's why WCW ain't around anymore, because you were letting Hogan do whatever the fuck he wanted to.
I definitely played a factor into it. But yeah.
I digress.
He always likes to take up for Hogan for some reason. I guess maybe because they're still in business together, that dumb wrestling league.
He'll take it. He done made a lot of money off the mustache of Hulk Hogan.
Yeah, but they just need to let some shit go. Like, you had 86 weeks or whatever the fuck, how long, and that's basically the peak of your career. You went to TNA, the shit flopped. WWE hired you again, they got rid of you. So, like, why is he, like, people overhype his contribution? Like, don't get me wrong, NWO was over, but like, even though I like the Wolfpack, a lot of people say that's when they jumped the shark. The whole Sting situation is when the whole shit jumped the shark.
Really? Because I don't know if people that are saying that were around back then, but like, that was like the Wolfpack when Sting was in it. I know it didn't last but like 2 months, but those arenas were fucking packed with red and black. So this could be a thing where
it's retconning it because people are like looking at the story and the totality of it. But yeah, like you said, Wolfpack was over. That was like my favorite faction. Had the shirt.
It's one of those things, kind of like nowadays, where people on Twitter are like, "This person's not over," or "This person that person this," but they don't go to the fucking shows. Like the people that are going to the shows are loving the shit that they're seeing. So I don't know. That's crazy to hear people say they jumped the shark with the Wolfpack. No. They were trying to save it with the Wolfpack because Bischoff and Hogan fucked up. They fucked Sting's whole mystique up with Starrcade '97. Like he was never the same after that.
Yeah, and then you have some people that say they didn't completely jump the shark, but they kind of like were starting to go off the rails once they started letting people like Buff Bagwell and Michael Wall Street and all of these ridiculous side B team basically in. You know.
Yeah, they had NWO Japan. They had then when the LWO started. I mean, yeah, it was out of control. But what pisses me off the most about all of it, going back to Bischoff, is the fact that like you said, he takes up for Hogan, and the fact that Sting is just such a nice guy that he ain't gonna say anything bad. Like I've heard plenty of interviews with him, and people have asked him like, "Tell us what really happened." He's just like, "Look, politics and guys just doing whatever they want, but you know, it is what it is." Like he never says anything bad. So Bischoff can come out and be like, "Oh yeah, that's not what happened," because he knows Sting ain't gonna throw him under the bus. But I bet Sting in his head is like, these motherfuckers, like I'm trying to let them do the right thing and tell the truth. But yeah. Fuck Bischoff and Hogan.
Yeah, like if out of all the sides of history you could be on, why like die on that sword and be with Hogan? As much bad press as he has nowadays, even outside of the racist shit, like people just always call him out as just being a fucking liar. People saying he's just living the gimmick. Like, no, you just straight up lying at this point on these shoot interviews.
His gimmick was a liar?
Yeah.
I thought his gimmick was to say your prayers, eat your vitamins, and take your vitamins and eat your vegetables, or whatever the fuck he used to say. I didn't know his gimmick was a liar.
Like people like, oh, he's working in these interviews where he's clearly lying. They're like, oh, he's just working. Like, okay, that's just lying. That's not working. Like,
people love defending this motherfucker, man. I don't get it. Even when he gets booed out of stadiums and shit, people still jump online like, well, it's only because, you know, his political affiliation. No, it's because he's a piece of shit.
It's just people's covert way of being racist. Like I could back this guy, not forthright say I'm racist, but like indirectly saying I'm racist.
I kind of agreed with him. Like, I'd hate to die and come back reincarnated as a black person too. Like, why would I want to do that? That's what these motherfuckers really want to say.
Exactly.
So. They ain't Hulk Hogan, and they not protected like Hulk Hogan is. You get your ass whooped talking that shit Hogan talks.
And you lose your job. Like, jobs are like scraping these online posting shit people are posting, and people are turning it into people's jobs, and people be getting fired. So, hey, back Hogan if you want to, and don't be crying once you're unemployed and they find some questionable shit you're saying online.
Crazy.
But yeah,
crazy world we live in. Well, R.I.P. to Sabu. We got way off topic right there. But, tomorrow night, as I said, we record this on Tuesday, is AEW Beach Break. EJ, are there any like special matches or anything you want to get into about this?
Of course, the main event, Joe versus Jon Moxley, steel cage. You don't see a lot of steel cages on TV, but Seth and Punk was the last one we saw on TV. That was January or so, or no, March, February. It wasn't Netflix premiere, was it? That happened.
It wasn't the premiere. It was way after. It was after the Royal Rumble.
Oh yeah, because Roman came back, didn't
he? Yeah.
Yeah, so definitely looking forward to Mox Joe. I wonder they wouldn't let Joe win this, would they?
It'd be a hell of a letdown for, not because Joe would win, but just to take the belt off Moxley right before the Owen Hart tournament was crowned. That'd be kind of weird.
Yeah, so maybe they're setting up Anarchy for Double or Nothing, the outcome of this match.
AEW's got so much shit going on, like Anarchy in the Arena, Blood and Guts, Beach Break, like everything's a damn. I'm not complaining about it. I'm just saying it's hard to keep up with.
I mean, Anarchy and Blood and Guts are usually pretty close with each other. One's in May and one usually in like late June, early July. So, well,
Anarchy in the Arena was cool when it was COVID and there's nobody there, but like now it feels forced.
I mean, I guess that was people's complaint about having a Hell in a Cell pay-per-view. Like, you just have it, even though sometimes it's not blood feud. But they kind of just like shifted that over to War Games. You have that every year, so I don't know. I think it's fun sometimes because I like when Bryan Danielson. This was a post-COVID one where people were in the arena where they just kept playing his music the whole time. I thought that was pretty damn funny. They're playing the final countdown during the match. It's always the Bucks that find their way in this match somehow. I'm pretty sure they'll probably be a part of this one too. So
Bucks got a big win last week, pinning Swerve.
Yeah, I don't know if I like that. Swerve needs to get his get back somehow. I don't know how. What if Keith Lee came back and partnered up? What happened to that guy?
He's somewhere hanging out with what's his wife's name?
Mia Yim.
I was trying to Mia Yim. I was trying to think of her real name.
Yeah, that's.
But yeah, I got the card right here for Beach Break. It says Collision, Megan Bayne versus Anna Jay. I don't know when that match is supposed to take place, but I will be tuned in.
Yeah, we talked about it last show about Anna Jay and Harley backstage.
Tits and ass?
Yeah. So, I mean...
Yeah, I caught some bullshit over that online. Like, people thought I was just trying to be perverted. And I'm like, do y'all not watch the show? That's literally what Anna Jay called him.
Hold up. Somebody said something about it?
Yeah, like, no, that's just you being a... Because I was like, did I just hear them name their team Tits and Ass or something like that? Somebody's like, no, that's just you being a pervert. I was like, I mean, normally, yeah, but not this time.
Did you say, like, did you have that like in comment form, or they say something about the show?
I was responding to a tweet where somebody had a picture of them and was like, name this tag team. And I think I said something like, didn't they already name it and call it Tits and Ass?
There's somebody, yeah, man. People can get sensitive when it comes to that, but yeah, like you said, they said it themselves. So just like the crowd was chanting Thunder Tits at the 4-way match this past last. Man.
The most ironic. Never mind. I'm gonna talk about that.
Alrighty then.
It's just, let's just say that's an ironic tag team name for those two.
Isn't it ironic, don't you think?
Which Thunder Rosa has said on her own that it's funny that they're called that. With irony. Let's get to the fucking card, man. Ricochet versus Zach Gowen. Hello, Blast from the Past.
Yeah, I mean, Ricochet continues his streak of doing douchebag heel moves. I watched a Collision after we finished recording last week, and he just went in the crowd, or I think he invited him in the ring, and then once he was in the ring, he took his damn leg off. Like, what kind of shit? What kind of shit is that?
I mean, it was cool when Montez Ford did it, but y'all mad at Ricochet?
Oh yeah, same thing, exact same thing. But I don't know where.
Us light skinned brothers, man, we get blamed for everything. God damn.
Aha! But I was still watching at the Zach Gowen when he had his run in WWE, but some reason that whole it didn't resonate with me like that. Wasn't he going against Brock Lesnar?
They used to whoop that boy's ass.
Didn't like
Vince used to beat his ass. Kurt Angle used to beat his ass. Like, what was the point?
I might be mixing it up with Rey Mysterio. I know somebody had Rey Mysterio hooked up to the stretcher and then they beat him across the post.
Big Show.
Yeah, didn't they do something with Zach Allen against the post too? Something vile.
I don't remember that, but I remember Big Show having Rey Mysterio tied down, and he just slaying that thing with no regard for that man's life.
I think maybe Brock Lesnar F5'd him into the ring post. Something crazy. But yeah, I mean, he beat the odds of being signed in WWE, being just one leg, and he was what, 22? He was young. Like, I looked at his age now.
Really young.
Look at his age now. He's only like 42. That's crazy. Like,
yeah, he was real young when that happened, but I got Ricochet winning that one. Obviously.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Next match on the docket, we got Timeless Tony Storm teaming with Mina. Everybody wants Mina. Mina Shirakawa, the returning Sky Blue, and the New Japan Strong Women's Champion AZM. I'm sorry. This is not a team. I'm reading this all wrong. This is a 4-way eliminator match. If Blue, Shakira, or AZM win, they get a shot at the Women's World Championship.
So, this is almost like a foregone conclusion. Tony Storm doesn't lose in these eliminator matches. I think they rate her record off. It's like
12-0.
Yeah, like, so I don't see her losing this one. Oh, I mean, but it's built in for her to possibly lose this one if she cannot take the pin.
I mean, would it be in a 4-way too? It's like I could see if it was 1-on-1, but I'm gonna go with Mina Shirakawa.
You took my pick, so I'm not gonna change my pick though. I'm gonna go with Mina too because I don't think Tony has an opponent for Double or Nothing. We got the finals with the women to go face her at All In, but I don't think she has a match. So it would make sense if like Mina pins AZM or Sky Blue. And then,
well, I'll change my pick then just to not be like you, and I'll pick Sky Blue.
I like they did the video package for her, but she kind of came back from nowhere almost.
I really think Mina's going to pin AZM, though, since AZM pinned Mina to win the title with the match with Mercedes.
And is Mina officially signed? I feel like they didn't really make a big deal about it. And where's she been?
Yeah, she's AEW. She's all elite.
Huh. When did that, off the top of your head, when that officially happened?
I don't. I remember she had a minor injury. She was kind of sidelined for a little while, and I thought it happened then. Okay. But here, I can double check.
They said March 26th at a press conference she announced it. So, but she had to finish up Stardom, so maybe that's what the holdup was.
Yeah.
So I mean, it looks like her homegirl is on the way to the Fed, so maybe more TV time for her. Looks like because Mariah is rumored to be headed up north to Stanford. I wonder. I
don't know. Not if she keeps wearing hats like she was wearing on social media yesterday.
What? She wore a MAGA hat?
No, she had a hat on that said worse. She had a hat on that said, "Who ate all the pussy?"
Oh snap! I think that's pretty funny, but
I mean, yeah, but WWE ain't gonna play that shit. Like, why are you posting that? She posted it like 4 different times too. I started to send it to our boy Admire because he had a hat like that.
Yeah, she definitely got to tighten up. She'll definitely be doing an NXT stint, right, Mariah?
Yeah, I think she'd have to.
I think that'd be another way of little bro in AEW, former women's champion, sent to NXT.
I don't think it. Honestly, I don't even think WWE cares about that kind of shit. Like, yeah, she's a former women's champion, but she's still pretty young in the game. Like, she's only been wrestling like 4 or 5 years, maybe.
Yeah.
And I'm sure she's got shit she can learn to be the WWE way. Like, getting sent to NXT is not. I mean, they send everybody to NXT. Who didn't go to NXT? Like AJ Styles,
Penta, Ray Phoenix, Cody. Yeah. Cody, even though he did original stint there.
Already on the roster there.
Yeah, so
I mean, there's what, two handfuls of people that didn't go to NXT, maybe 10 wrestlers that came from AEW. Like, I don't think it's that. Look at all the ROH. Like, they sent Adam Cole to NXT. He never even got to the main roster, and he was damn ROH World Champ.
The most surprising ones were Joe, Finn, and Nakamura. Like, I don't know why those guys had to go, especially Joe.
But they all killed it in NXT.
Yeah, so I could see Mariah doing a stint there. I mean, they're toying with Julia and Roxanne being on the main roster. Like, the shit will get off the pot. Like, what are they gonna do? So if they weren't up there for
waiting for the draft.
Okay, so if they go up for sure, that definitely leaves a void where Mariah could go in and fit right in.
Plus all the releases that they had last week.
Yeah, tragic. What's your girl Gigi up to now?
I don't know, but I have my credit card. Never mind.
Nah, I don't think Wentz would let that happen.
Shit. Actually, I saw she was promoted to wrestle in New Jersey sometime at the end of July.
Yeah.
There's supposed to be a big indie show up there. They were promoting her today. And I saw Cora Jade. She's got a countdown going to when she starts creating content.
Yeah, NXT people only have 30 days to wait, so I'm surprised that Corey just don't go over there and tag with Sky Blue. It seems like
they could do twin magic like the Bellas used to do. She's booked already too, though. I think she's booked at a GCW show. Oh no, that's Shotzi. That's Shotzi, not Cora Jade.
Hey, Shotzi could work right away, I heard, because they let hers expire.
Yeah, whenever it expires, she's good to go. Will Ospreay and Hangman Page with a great in-ring promo battle last week will take on representatives of the Don Callis family, Konosuke Takeshita and Josh Alexander.
Man, Josh Alexander, he can go, but sorry, he's gonna be looking up at the light.
I feel like they can't beat one of them.
Yeah,
I feel like Ospreay and Hangman are gonna win.
Yeah, I was thinking about that too. Like, maybe have some animosity, have one of them take the pin, but you can't do that right before the pay-per-view.
That basically tells you that whichever one didn't get pinned is probably winning at the pay-per-view.
Yeah. So I might be wrong. They might have, AEW don't do a whole lot of DQs, maybe interference, bring out the other 20 members of the Callis family to interfere. Things go to hell.
AEW World Championship match. Your champ. Oh, there's a picture of the AEW title. I forgot what it looked like.
Me too. It is a nice
Jon
belt.
Moxley versus Samoa Joe.
Like I said, I mean, it's got to be Moxley. I mean, it doesn't have to be necessarily. Like, you could throw a wrench. Has AEW ever had a World Championship change hands on TV? I don't think so.
Yeah.
When Punk
Moxley
beat Punk, yeah, when he destroyed Punk, yeah, I think when he destroyed Punk, that happened on TV.
Yeah, it was on Dynamite. As a matter of fact, I can tell you. Kenny Omega won it at Winter is Coming 2020 when Sting debuted.
Yeah.
He beat Moxley.
That was a TV
show. And then Moxley beat CM Punk for it. And then Vacant won it September 7th, 3 days after Punk won because he had to give it up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was it. That's only 2 times. And Moxley was there for both of them.
Yeah, so they've done it already, so it's not like it'll be something new. So yeah, I picked Moxley to retain.
Damn, MJF has the longest title run.
Yeah, can't take that away from him.
Omega was right under a year at 346 days. They should just let him hit a year. And then MJF was I didn't realize MJF had the belt that fucking long.
Yeah, with the Burberry. Yeah, he had that for a while before Joe beat him. Yeah,
406 days.
Yeah, because he got it.
I didn't realize Joe had it for so long.
Yeah, he had it was short, but it was not short. It's work.
He had it for 3.5 months.
Besides Punk having it for like a couple days, who's was shorter, Swerve or Joe?
Moxley had it for 11 days after he lost it 11 days later after beating Punk. So
Yeah.
he destroyed Punk, and then 11 days later he lost it.
Back to Punk, right?
Yeah, and then Punk got hurt, and they didn't have a champion for 2 weeks, and then Moxley had for 59 days, and he lost it to MJF when Regal turned on him. So Bryan Danielson only had it for 48 days.
Oh yeah, that was short. Yeah, so they have some short ones in there, but Moxley's on that long ass one right now.
You're 212 and counting.
Shit seems like 412 counting.
I'm sorry. I know you put the TikTok out with us praising AEW last week, but also, who the fuck decided that it's a good idea to put the goddamn world title in a briefcase for 200 fucking days? We're debuting on Max. We got people watching this show that probably hadn't seen it before. You know, they got HBO Max and they say, hey, what is this AEW Dynamite shit? Clearly they found it by accident because it's not like it's easy to find on the goddamn app. But we turn the TV on. We see Tony Storm with the title. We see the tag team champs, the Hurt Business, with the title. We see Adam Cole running around with the title. We see Mercedes Moné. She's got 5 or 6 titles. Well, who's the world champ? Oh, this guy carrying a briefcase. Why in the fuck is your world title not being put front and center on TV every fucking week? He's defended this belt, and not one time has he taken it out, held it up, and they've been like, defending the world title, Jon Moxley. It's in a fucking briefcase, and it's the dumbest shit that I've ever seen.
Hey,
and whoever approved that idea should go fuck yourself.
Hey, it's eliciting the reaction that you just gave right now. It's obviously working and pissing people off. So whoever beats them,
it's not working though. That's not the point of it. Like, being a heel is supposed to piss me off. Hiding the world title is not supposed to piss me off. That's just fucking stupid.
Well, you don't like it, do you? So I mean, I wouldn't have went that route, but I kind of get what I saw his reasoning. I heard his reasoning behind it because
which was what?
He's saying wrestling got too cute. It's all about belts and championships. It's not about actually going in there and wrestling and putting in work.
Sorry, what? Wrestling's all about championship? Yes, that's the whole fucking point.
But yeah, but I'll give him one thing. It's unique. Have you ever seen this done before? You haven't seen it done before, so
nobody's been this fucking stupid before, EJ.
Yeah.
There's never been a promoter or creative person where somebody's like, hey, I want to put the world title in a briefcase for 200 days. They're like, no, we're not fucking doing that. Next.
Well,
that's why you've never seen it before. Because it's a dumb fucking idea. You got all these people, you know, from what they say, 400,000 people tune in on Max. They don't know what the fucking world title looks like.
Yeah. Well, it seems like they're already on their way, so it's not like they could just pull it out all of a sudden for no reason. I don't think it's going to come out that briefcase until he loses. You don't even see the briefcase nowadays, actually. I can't remember the last time I saw that thing.
And the crazy thing is the briefcase is so small, there's no way that big-ass AEW belt is in there.
Maybe
you're going to know when he gets ready to lose it, when he's going to have a normal-sized briefcase. Because that briefcase they carry now is little as shit. The AW belt ain't fitting in that. So when they come out with a fucking Money in the Bank size briefcase, it's going to be like, oh, Ospreay's about to win.
I got a feeling it might be Hangman. I don't know.
I was just throwing somebody's name out there.
Yeah. It's going to be interesting. I think we'll see a new champion at All In. And what if they debut a new title? That'd be dope too.
Open the briefcase out, the belt ain't in there. And Moxley's just looking around like, what?
I can see them doing that, dragging on the storyline. Remember with Stone Cold won the title back and Rock still had his smoking skull.
Yeah, but Stone Cold had the real belt. He just wanted his fucking personalized belt.
Yeah, he did have the real one. He looked weird with having the real one. I also used to having the smoking skull one.
He didn't have the smoking skull one that long. I don't remember. I remember
He had it. He had it. So he had it around, I want to say, King of the Ring time, and then he lost it to Kane and the Undertaker when they both pinned him, and he didn't get it back until Backlash '99 after him and The Rock went at it. So yeah, he didn't have it for that long, and I think he lost it again at SummerSlam. So,
but he did carry it. I don't remember, for some reason I don't remember him like carrying the smoking skull belt that much.
He had it for a good little stint.
Yeah, I had to go back and watch that. I pissed off they never gave The Rock his belt and let him have it on TV when he was a champ for a minute.
Yeah, it's kind of weird seeing people wear it because he didn't really wear it on TV, or he didn't wear it on TV at all. So, like, it's like an imaginary belt that y'all are wearing. Like, people buy that one offline, have the replica.
I have one.
Like, really?
Yeah, I have one. I'm selling it too.
Yeah, it just seemed interesting to me that like it's not a real belt.
I bought it because I'm a big fan of The Rock, and it was a cool looking belt. And at the time, it was one of the first personalized belts that they made. Now they make them all the time. And back before TKO, WWE.com used to do these sales all the time. They'd be like 25% off, and they put that on the belt. Now they do 25% off sales, and it's like only shit that's like triple extra large or extra small. Like, they put a cap on the shit they put on sale. None of the belts. Fucking belts are like $600 now.
Is that like the official authentic belt?
No, it's just a replica that was, like that Rock belt. I paid like $350 for that, I think.
What? Couldn't be me.
But them belts now, they used to. So like the WWE title was like $429 at one time. It's $599 now. Like, what the fuck? Does it come with the Velcro shit on it now?
I mean, people gonna keep buying them, so they're just gonna keep hiking the prices up.
Yeah, I'm actually selling a couple belts just because I'm getting rid of a lot of my collection stuff now that I kind of downsized, and shit's just sitting in storage. So if you want the Rock's belt, let me know.
Yeah.
I got it way cheaper than what's on WWE Shop. What else? I'm selling the WCW US title also. I don't want to keep that one either.
That's one of my favorite belts.
You can buy it for the nice price of.
I'm good. I mean, I hadn't started collecting belts at this point, so. But you're not gonna sell the action figures, are you?
I've sold a couple. I actually just went today and sold Macho Man Slim Jim San Diego Comic Con exclusive.
Damn.
And what else have I sold? I've sold a Sting 1 in 5,000, and I sold the John Cena NWO figure, never been open. I got some good shit. I'm keeping my Sting. I'm keeping a bunch of my Sting stuff, but I did sell one of 5,000, and I just got one of 3,000, and I don't really like it, so I might put that one up on. Yeah, I need to find somewhere better than eBay to sell shit though. eBay fucking taxes the shit out of you.
Really? I hadn't sold something on eBay in a while though, so.
I was shocked. I was like, wait, where's the rest of my money? And I look up and it was like processing fee. I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah, that's nasty.
Right. So I'm trying to sell shit on Facebook Marketplace now, but now you limit yourself to people in your area.
What about OfferUp?
I've never used that before. Maybe I'll try that.
Yeah, that's a good one too. But, yeah, man, those taxes, the shits add up.
I got Moxley. I don't know if we ever actually made an official pick. We just kind of got sidetracked on it. Stupid fucking Let's put the belt in the fucking briefcase. WWE Backlash was also this weekend, EJ, and I guess I'm just in a bad mood because this show annoyed me.
I mean, I'm so glad I saved myself money and didn't go to St. Louis for that. Because I looked at the tickets day of, those bleeds were like, they got down to like 150, but they were nosebleeds. To get a decent lower level seat, it was like $300 something. Like, I don't understand why they're pricing people out like this.
When I looked, the price was, I think the cheapest ticket I saw was $200, but when you clicked on it, it was behind the stage. Now, the stage wasn't shit. Like, you probably still could have saw, but... And then for nosebleeds directly in front of the ring, it was like $350. I was like, get the fuck out of here. We didn't even pay that much for WrestleMania tickets. And we're way closer.
Yeah, man. I don't know. As far as the show goes, it wasn't bad, but like you said, like, why you gonna start losing people? Like, why even watch these if you're not gonna have title changes? If it's just like an episode of Raw or SmackDown?
It just made like not one title change, and now just like the history of Triple H's booking, like these shows don't matter. The only thing that really matters is fucking SummerSlam, Royal Rumble, and WrestleMania. All these other shows, they don't really mean shit. Like, when's the last time the WWE title changed hands on something that wasn't WrestleMania or SummerSlam?
It hasn't. Not in Triple H era.
Right. Like, I know Cody had it for a year. He got it at WrestleMania, lost it at Mania. Roman got it at... he came back at SummerSlam. He got it at Survivor Series. Right? Wasn't it Survivor Series?
He got it at, like... He got the Universal title at, like... It was, like, the one before Survivor Series. It was a weird, like... Not Backlash, like a Hell in a Cell or something like that.
Balls of Fire or some shit like that.
But then he got and then oh, sorry to interrupt. Then he got the WWE one at WrestleMania against Brock.
Yeah, right.
So
I guess the last time it was changing hands, well, Brock lost it to Lashley at Royal Rumble, and then Lashley lost it in the Elimination Chamber.
But that was still Vince, though. That was still Vince, though.
Yeah, exactly. So, like, big time titles. I mean, you had the women's title change hands on Netflix's debut episode.
Mm-hmm.
And then Rhea lost it on Raw again, the world title. As far as the other title, yeah, they'll change the women's title on TV because SmackDown, didn't Tiffany cash in on SmackDown?
Yeah, they'll do women's like you said. But
yeah,
men's.
So the last couple women's championship reigns have taken place on TV, but like the big men's titles, like it's WrestleMania or SummerSlam or I don't know. It's just fucking. It's a waste of time. It really is. Like, especially when they were doing those overseas shows. Like, the crowd made those shows way better than what they really were.
Yeah, just because the energy and whatnot. But I enjoyed the little 4-way match for the U.S. title. That was cool. Lyra and Becky Cook. I like that match too.
Yeah, it was a good match with Lyra and Becky, and I came in at the end of the 4-way and saw Jeff Cobb debut. I was like, fuck yeah. But then I saw Cobb and fucking Fatu looking at each other. I was like, oh shit, these motherfuckers got beef. What you do, Solo? Solo always stirring some shit up. This motherfucker, he always got some shit brewing.
Yeah. So, what do you think their plans are for Jeff Cobb?
Eventually, he's going to feud with Fatu. I think he might be the replacement for Fatu since Fatu's such a big baby face now. He's probably got to split off from the bloodline. If you can even call it that.
Yeah, I'm going to say, are they going to keep carrying the storyline with them being like the bloodline, I guess?
Jacob, we have to get help.
And then like, where God? They still hurt? Like, what's going on?
Yeah, they're both injured now.
Golly, were they injured like that in Japan?
Not that I remember, but I mean, fucking your boy's older. Tonga Loa. You know, he used to be fucking. What was his name in TNA?
No clue.
Hell, he used to be in WWE back in the day. Like, he's been wrestling 20 years, damn near.
Hey, the best ability is availability. You fuck around and lose your spot. You ain't gone.
As you saw, Jeff Cobb's in now.
Yeah.
Right with Solo. I did like that. Like you said, Lyra and Becky. Becky does the thing that Charlotte was. Becky made Lyra feel more important than Charlotte made Tiffany feel.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And that was a really good match. Clearly, I don't know if it was reported, but it looked like Lyra broke her nose. Even when she was pinning Becky, she's like got her hand on her face. And then when Becky went to putting the fucking boots to her right after the match, she was more worried about covering her face up than for her to not be there on Raw. Clearly something was up with her. But yeah, Lyra and Becky, man,
this is wrestling, baby. Sometimes live rounds fly.
it's definitely live.
Yeah, but before you move on, like, why they kept showing her goofy ass boyfriend Lyra?
I don't know, but because Becky was talking shit to him. Becky like drug her over there and was beating her ass in front of him and like talking shit to him. I was like, damn, Becky leaning the fuck into this heel gimmick.
I know you like the shit Zach Wentz, but that dude makes Zach Wentz look like fucking Brad Pitt or something.
I don't know. I saw somebody posted something and said like, "This is Lyra Valkyrie's fiance, guys. We all got a shot." And another wrestler like started posting pictures and videos of him like he'd whoop Zach Wentz's ass.
I didn't see that. Whatever he posted.
He nerded himself down, I guess, to walk around like that. But when it's time to wrestle, like this motherfucker's like Superman and Clark Kent.
I gotta look in. I'll take your word for it though. But yeah, man. Hopefully she has a speedy recovery. She did get hurt because Becky says she sent her to the hospital.
Becky came out talking that shit last night. Monday Night Raw.
Just I am whatever you say I am.
I like that she's trying to be a heel and like got the crowd fucking with him, but I don't know. I was thinking about this today. It's a very weird time for WWE to have so many people like beefing with the fans. Like John Cena's blaming the fans, Becky's blaming the fans, Charlotte walked off blaming the fans, New Day blamed the fans. Then you got Rusev telling people like, quit listening to the fucking fans and listen to me. Like, what the fans do? We just pay money for you motherfuckers and cheer and boo.
Everybody knows like it's scripted, but you think like if they keep doing this, it might actually like seep in fans' brains. Like y'all keep saying this, like y'all trying to tell us something. Like fuck y'all too.
And then on top of that, you take into account like the price of everything.
Yeah.
How people are starting to feel ripped off going to some of these shows. Like, there's a lot of people upset at WrestleMania. There's a lot of people upset that I was reading about Backlash. Like, and then you come on TV and just shit all over the fans. Eventually, you know, younger generation is a little more sensitive than we are, EJ. They might be like, man, fuck y'all too.
Yeah, man. It could happen, man. It's like you said, it's a lot of backlash from WrestleMania. It's like the tale of two, cities between last year's WrestleMania and this year's WrestleMania. Everybody had the warm and fuzzies with the Avengers story, and then people were like, what the fuck? Like, people were shitting on Travis Scott, making him the scapegoat, even though it was Triple H that wrote the shit. So
Triple H just skating right on by. Nothing's ever his fault, but as soon as something good happens, Triple H is a genius. Really? Because I feel like all the people I just named have the exact same storyline. Blame the fans. Like, that's the best you could do for a fucking heel turn?
Yeah. I don't know. They're in like this. They're still making money hand over fist, but they're in this like weird time, that the backlash, quote unquote, no pun intended, of WrestleMania, where it's kind of like nothing really going on. So they got to make sure they retain attention with these fans, because you got the Saturday Night's main event, and you got your boy Jay and Logan Paul officially named for that. So I don't know how you feel about that.
I hope it's a boring fucking show and nothing happens. Like, watch the one time something happened, my dog loses the fucking belt. Like, you can't be bitching now, Rucker. You said these shows don't matter. Yeah, but I ain't mean it like that.
I mean, like that. But yeah, I would be pulling my hair out.
Before we talk about Saturday night's main event, let's finish up on Backlash. You had Dominic retain against Penta with your boy Grande Americano helping out. And then the match that pissed me off. Gunther defeats Pat McAfee in a match that's probably 15 minutes too fucking long.
I almost hated everything about this.
Oh my god, I thought you were going to disagree with me.
Nah, I hate that we kind of have to dogpile on this, but I didn't like this at all.
Why is Pat McAfee getting this much offense in on Gunther when it took Jey Uso 4 times to beat this motherfucker? Sami Zayn, it took forever to beat him. The only other loss he's got on the main roster is to Cody. And yet, Pat McAfee can just take his fucking headset off, take his shirt off, jump in the ring, and go toe-to-toe with Gunther. And then for everybody to be like, well, he was a fucking punter, okay? Yeah, he played in the NFL. He was a punter. He wasn't a linebacker. He wasn't a safety coming down on special teams dumping people. He kicked the fucking ball. Like, quit acting like this man was the definition of athleticism. There's no way Gunther shouldn't have just killed him. I don't know, man. It took a lot of luster off of Gunther to me. I know they can easily build it back up. Like, I've watched wrestling for 35 fucking years, but just watching that match, like, I was just like, why is he kicking out? Why is he getting offense?
Like, Gunther should have completely dog walked this dude and sent him on a gurney. Like, y'all supposed to be suspending our disbelief. I know it's wrestling, but like, come on. Like, yeah, so with y'all logic, y'all telling me that Pat McAfee should be contending for a world title if he's hanging in there. If he's hanging in there with Gunther,
at least the IC title. Like, ain't no way Dominic could beat Pat McAfee.
Yeah. So, like I said, I know we're supposed to suspend our disbelief when it comes to watching wrestling, but like, why are we watching this if somebody could basically walk out of the commentary table and take your former world champion that just had it less than 30 days ago he didn't take him to the limit, but he still had too many hope spots and it was too much into the match. Like, he should have got completely dog walked.
You know the last time we saw Pat McAfee in the ring?
WrestleMania, like the one you were at?
No. It was at Royal Rumble. And he eliminated himself because he didn't want to fight. I want to think it was Braun Breaker. So he was just like, nope, fuck that. Jumped back over the top rope and went and sat back down.
Was that
before that?
Was that last year's WrestleMania or this year's WrestleMania?
Royal Rumble?
Royal Rumble, my bad.
I want to think it was the year before. It wasn't this year. It was the last year, I think.
Okay. So.
And then before that, he was losing a match at WrestleMania to Vince McMahon, who could barely fucking walk.
Yeah. I mean, it's all about, crossing over and getting those social media clicks and moving into pop culture. So I get why you put Pat McAfee in that spot, but how much more press can you get? I mean, WWE is already the biggest wrestling company in the world. Like, why do that for a few extra clicks?
I'm with you, man. Like, if we're gonna have McAfee go toe to toe with Gunther like that, put him in the fucking ring. Like, for good. He don't need to be commentating anymore. If he can hang with Gunther, he can hang with anybody.
Yeah, I mean, put him in there with Jey Uso and Seth Rollins, like you said, be a full-time. You don't need to be behind a commentary. This is clearly one of your best talents on the roster from what we saw this past Saturday in St. Louis. So I didn't like this one bit. And then he's back on Raw like nothing happened the next day.
came out 20 minutes late talking about the doctors just checked me out. Oh, so you've been around all fucking day and the doctors never looked at you. And now here we are at 8 o'clock. The red light is on and they won't let you go out there to talk. You weren't even going to fight. You were going to... It's just so dramatic. Like, shut the fuck up.
Like, he walked out the match normally, basically. So
he's ready to fight some more.
Yeah, he's ready to fight some more, but you can't have him licking his wounds at least 1 week. You got Wade Barrett. I don't know. Let me shut up. I don't know. Go ahead.
Michael Cole cheating ass.
It held his feet like Bobby Brain style. I mean, Bobby the Brain Heenan style.
New Day called his ass out about that last night too. Did you hear them? Xavier Woods was like, "How you gonna talk about somebody when you tried to cheat for Pat McAfee last night?"
He said it,
or this week. Yeah,
I
called him a hypocrite.
I had to watch because I was recording Haymaker last night, so I had to watch some of it today. I watched most of it because we recorded pretty late, but I saw. I don't know if you saw the commercial-free version, but they had me cracking up the New Day. They were like, we enjoyed you getting your ass whooped, Pat, yesterday. So we watched it back a few times. That shit was funny. And Pat didn't really say anything back. He was just like, just accepted it.
I mean, what's he going to do? It's two guys in the New Day. They've jumped his ass. He's going to get Michael Cole to help him fight the New Day?
Yeah, so that was funny. They have like a lot of little funny segments on like the commercial-free version of Raw. And the website that I rewatch it on has it because when I'm watching live, I got commercials.
Yeah, I just watch it live. I had Raw on my phone and the Knicks game on the TV last night. So, John Cena defeats Randy Orton with help from R-Truth, and then Randy Orton RKO's everybody. Like, if EJ. If we're in a crowd of people, say it's me, you, Jason Brown, Tommy Hinton, and Black Ice, right? And I watch Randy Orton RKU, Jason Brown, Tommy, and Black Ice. You know what I'm not going to do? Start walking over to Randy Orton and be like, you need to calm down. Clearly, this man is beyond being talked to.
Damn, man, you wouldn't even try to help us out? What kind of friend are you?
I was cooked already.
Damn, this motherfucker.
What I need an RKO for? Somebody got to call the ambulance. If we all knocked out, how we going to get help?
That's nasty work, man. You're supposed to try to... First of all, I know it's wrestling, but everybody just sat back and watched everybody get RKO. Like, if it were like a real situation, everybody be ganging this motherfucker after the first RKO.
After the first two, they like, oh, he don't give a fuck if we officials tonight. Let's get him.
Yeah, so, but yeah, I get you. I mean, I didn't really care for this match. I don't know how you feel about it.
It was better than the Cody match.
Yeah, that's not saying much.
True.
I mean, I don't know about you, man. It's getting already repetitive with this John Cena heel run. I'm gonna need something to kind of freshen us up.
He said he's here to kill pro wrestling.
I get it, but you still got to entertain us. Like, I know
you're not entertained.
No, I feel like it's. I like his first heel change gimmick promo and whatnot, but he's been repeating himself at this point. And I think he's still getting comfortable being a heel because you notice, like, when he gets on the mic, he talks real slow. I'm like, okay, spit it out, John.
Y'all some dumbasses.
Okay.
I think he's even said before, like, I'm going to slow down what I say so y'all can understand me. Fuck you. Or whatever he said. I want him to start cussing. Like he's Peacemaker.
That show's hilarious. I wonder when that's coming back, actually. But
he just actually released the trailer for it, so it's already been filmed. I don't know when it's coming back, but yeah, he just went with his number one fan R-Truth coming to help him.
I wasn't watching when they were doing their thing. Like, what's like? I know it's supposed to be like little Jimmy. I don't even know what that is really. And John Cena's supposed to be his hero. Like, what was that when they had their storyline? I don't, because I'm completely in the dark about that.
Well, Peacemaker season 2 debuts August 25th of this year.
Damn, that's a little bit after your birthday.
Yeah. Little Jimmy was a character that R-Truth made up when he first went crazy. A little invisible character. He didn't really start the my childhood hero John Cena shit until like 3, maybe 4 or 5 years ago. Like, that's new. When he actually fought John Cena for the world title at Capital Punishment, I think was the name of it. And I could be crazy, but I think people wanted Truth to win.
Why didn't they pull the trigger, Vince?
You know, we didn't have a lot of black champions back then. You know what I mean? This was pre Kofi, Lashley, and Big E. Like, it was just The Rock.
Vince was like, y'all have this world title over here, Mark Henry and Booker T.
Right. Y'all can have this one.
Yeah. Was it like, were you like rooting for the Truth back then?
Yeah, I was rooting for R-Truth that match.
Damn.
R-Truth picked I think there was one Monday night where Truth got the best of Cena, and you know how they pick the belt up and hold it up?
Mm-hmm. He
picked the belt up, and if you go back and watch it, you can hear Vince saying, "Who is that nigga on that nad?"
That'd be funny if you could actually hear that. But he's thinking it. He's definitely thinking it.
Man, Django's such a funny movie. Oh my god.
I mean, why didn't they let Truth have a little title run? He was the first black NWA champion. Like, he had the credentials.
He was over too, man, back then. Like, that little Jimmy and shit like that was like super fucking over. But yeah, they never pulled the trigger with him. Never took him as a serious. The only time it was serious was him and The Miz. This was a little while after that. Who the fuck did they turn? They turned on somebody in the steel cage and like beat the fuck out of him. Fuck, who was that? It might have been Cena. But they had somebody in the steel cage and they was just whooping their ass.
Oh, really?
And then Miz and Truth were so over to the point that when The Rock came back to fight Cena, they actually had them fight Awesome Truth. They had Rock and Cena team up at Survivor Series to give Rock a tune-up match before WrestleMania. But like Miz and Truth, especially Truth, like they were aggressive. I think they had gotten fired or something like that and came back and just like beat the fuck out of whoever the authority figure was. And they got fired, so then I'm trying to remember, they like locked somebody in the cage and was whooping their ass. Anyway, Truth was over as a heel back then.
I'm kind of going off topic, but I wasn't watching during this era, but I watch like What Culture, and they'll do these countdowns of like stuff from eras like that. And why didn't they pull the trigger with Nexus when Wade Barrett was the leader and have him win the title against John Cena?
That's when the Super Cena shit was taken up. I mean, he beat the whole fucking Nexus by himself.
Like, wouldn't that have been a good way though to get that group over, have Wade win the belt?
That wasn't the goal, though. The goal was to get Cena over.
But what? He was already like, 6 years deep at that point, right?
I don't know. I'm just... Wait, there wasn't the fucking priority. John Cena was. It could have been Daniel Bryan, but he got fired because he choked the fucking ring announcer, and they literally fired him for it.
Wasn't it Justin Roberts?
Yeah, I think so. Which
that had to have been awkward in AEW. They just... Hey, you remember that time where kind of went over?
I mean, he didn't choke him for real.
Yeah, I know it was the visuals. Vince, it was PG, and Vince didn't like it, but whatever. But still, I feel like that's an overreaction.
I feel like that was a work too, even though they fired him for real. But I think that was a, hey, we're gonna fire you, get the internet fucking stirred up, and then we're gonna bring you back and see if you can be a star.
Maybe. It worked, right?
Yeah. Because people were shitting on him for firing him when he came back. He got a big fucking pop when Honestly, if you didn't watch ROH and like Japan and all that, you know who the fuck Daniel Bryan was. You just thought he was a little fucking twink in the Nexus.
Yeah, and wasn't that the whole him and Miz? Because it wasn't Miz's coach or something like that.
Yep. When he was on NXT, or was it called NXT then?
It wasn't NXT a show before it was an actual. It was like a competition,
it was
right?
like a competition. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
See, like
the Miz was his veteran.
See, like I said, I wasn't watching during none of this era, but like I watched these like YouTube things, like they go like have flashbacks and they catch me up with a lot of what was going on. So even though I don't know what like happened like storyline wise week to week, I know like the gist of it, you know.
Speaking of WWE pay-per-views, EJ, to move past the bullshit that was Backlash, it is officially unofficial that WWE will bring back the Evolution pay-per-view, and it's going to be here in Atlanta.
So you said it's officially unofficial. So what does that mean?
It means they haven't announced it yet, but it's official because I saw a job posting on Indeed yesterday for WWE Evolution in Atlanta. It didn't have a date, but it was for like fan addicts working the like merch stands and shit like that. They pay these motherfuckers $18 an hour.
Okay. How many? I wonder how many hours.
I don't know. I thought about signing up for it and then just being like, all right, I'm gonna go watch the show now. Y'all fire me, but I'm fucking in here, you know, for free. Whatever.
Hey.
But yeah, if I have my kids that weekend, my daughter would probably want to go see that, so that'd be fun. Hopefully the tickets aren't crazy high, but
come on,
probably are.
Yeah.
But yeah, so Evolution's coming back, and I think it hasn't been announced yet, and it's only a couple months from now. I think it's in July sometime.
I was gonna ask if you're going, but you already answered that, so that'd be cool.
Maybe. If I'm not working it, I might go.
I mean, I wonder if they're gonna keep the same format because basically, I feel like the last one they did, or the first and last one they did, was kind of centered around Rousey, wasn't it?
Yeah, because she wrestled Nikki Bella in the main event, and the main event should have been Charlotte versus Becky in that last woman standings match, because that was when Becky was like on her come up as the man. And her and Charlotte were in the middle of a fucking feud, buddy. And that last woman standing match they had was really fucking good.
I remember you mentioned that before, how you really liked that match.
If I'm not mistaken, I think I picked like Charlotte as the wrestler of the week for that because of how like she was just letting Becky whoop her ass.
Well, hopefully that's the last time Charlotte will win your wrestler of the week.
Let's go, Charlotte.
Ugh.
WWE is reportedly eyeing the weekend of July 12th as a potential date for the return of its all-women's premium live event, WWE Evolution, with early discussions pointing to Atlanta, Georgia as its possible host city.
It's a couple days before my birthday. Hey, middle of summer. I don't think anything's going on in July, is it? Because you got SummerSlam, that's August, and I don't know. They would keep playing with those dates because then they have the one we went to was like late July, the one in Nashville.
Yeah, it was like July 31st or something like that.
Yeah, so I don't think there's no pay-per-view after Money in the Bank, is there?
WWE
because you got Worlds Collide and Money in the Bank both in LA that day, and then none in between that and SummerSlam, right? Unless you got Evolution.
You have Saturday night's main event, May 24th. NXT Battleground, May 25th. The draft. It doesn't have a date though.
Oh, so there is a draft this year. Thank goodness.
This isn't an official website. This is just somebody listing all the stuff, but the draft, they got listed after Battleground in May. That's this month. Worlds Collide is June 7th. Money in the Bank is also June 7th. Night of Champions is June 28th.
I forgot about Night of Champions.
Yeah, they got to go to Saudi Arabia. And they have Evolution. Let's see, this is not updated. They have Evolution listed on July 5th in Connecticut at the Mohegan Sun, and then another Saturday night's main event on July 12th, NXT Heat Wave, and then SummerSlam. So between Money in the Bank, you got Night of Champions, which doesn't really count. Evolution is the all women's pay per view, and then SummerSlam.
You know what I just realized? This is kind of off topic or kind of in topic. They don't have these Night of Champions often. They had one in 2023, and the last one they had was 2015 with Sting. They don't have these Night of Champions.
But they had one last year.
They had one in 2023. They didn't have one last year. You're probably thinking of like
they had Cody versus Gunther.
Was that wasn't King of the Ring? I think that was King of the Ring. I think that was King of the Ring they had that match at.
I'm trying to look it up now. History. Let's see. Oh, damn. Look at that.
Like
2007 through 2015. 2025, 2023. Damn, you were right.
Yeah, like they kind of like mind fucked us. I thought they had these more often, but I guess not.
Damn, you got those dates completely correct. Look at you. Fucking 2015, Seth and Sting, and then they had one last 2023.
That's what
with
Seth.
Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn versus the Bloodline.
Yeah, that's what Seth won the world title. Oh, yeah.
Damn. So what they had? What was the shit?
Probably like
Last year.
Probably King of the Ring or Crown Jewel.
Crown Jewel, I think, is what it was. Yeah. Anyway, all right, we're done with. Let's get to fucking. Let's get to Street Clothes Wrestler of the Week.
Man, I didn't have one ready, but you go first because I go first in power rankings this week.
I'm gonna go with the Hurt Syndicate.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
They have their classic suits on.
I can't remember what they were wearing. I just remember watching it, being like, they look fucking sharp tonight.
Speaking,
and I said, that's gonna be my Street Clothes Wrestler of the Week.
Speaking of Hurt Syndicate, we didn't touch on this at Beach Break. That's another thing that's happening at Beach Break. Is MJF gonna officially join the Hurt Syndicate?
Is that happening? Oh yeah, that is happening tomorrow.
And if not, what twist you think's gonna happen?
I kind of want him to join, but I feel like it's just gonna be Cedric Alexander, and they're gonna. I wouldn't mind him joining and then them jumping him and turning him babyface like I talked about last week.
I wouldn't be mad at that. And you think it'd be MJF and Bobby at Double or Nothing?
I stretch it out to All In. MJF ain't got shit to do with All In.
That is true. I could find something between then. Huh?
Yeah, but what would be bigger than him wrestling Bobby Lashley?
Would be big. I guess they could do a tag match at Double or Nothing. You can't not have them not on Double or Nothing.
I mean, they could turn on MJF early, and then MJF can cost them the tag belts, and him and Lashley can square up, and you can have Shelton fighting fucking Adam Cole or something like that.
Yeah, let Shelton get that TNT belt.
Yeah. Maybe they lose the belts to Roderick Strong and O'Reilly with the help of MJF cheating. And then Shelton turns around and goes after the TNT title while Lashley goes after MJF.
I wouldn't be mad at that. We'll see, though.
There's a way to get there.
My Street Clothes Wrestler of the Week. She opened up Collision this past Thursday. I gotta go with the timeless one, Toni Storm.
I was gonna pick her.
Classic Hollywood look, sticking to the gimmick. I can't tell what color it is because it was in black and white. Maybe you saw a color version of it.
No, I didn't. I was thinking her promo. She's like, if you're thinking of sexual intercourse, you're a pervert. I was talking about professional wrestling.
Like, I wonder, like, not in a perverted way, but like just her day to day interaction with Juice Robinson. Like, they probably like
They some freaks.
I said I wasn't thinking about it in a perverted way. I'm just thinking about just the goofy shit they probably do on a daily basis.
I mean, I ain't been perverted either. I'm just telling you, there's some freaks. You can look at you know good and well. You can look at a couple and be like, them some freaky motherfuckers right there.
I'm sure there's some freaky stuff going behind the scenes, but
His name is Rock Hard Juice Robinson. Come on, like, where do you think they came up with that at? Tony probably named him that.
Damn, you really talking Juice up some.
That's his fucking name.
you putting him over big time, but yeah, I mean, him and the ass boys just disappeared. Like, I know Juice was hurt, but
Juice, yeah, he might be coming back from injury pretty soon, from what I
that's fucking all
recall.
All four of them stay hurt though. They fucking
Juice can't get out. He can't get out of the fucking trainer's room, man.
Switchblade is always hurt. Yeah. I
just donated my Bullet Club Gold shirt the other day while you bullshitting.
You did? I still got mine.
I was cleaning up my closet and I was like, what don't I wear? And I had that and I was about to put it in my closet with the rest of my wrestling shirts and I was like, I think I've worn this twice since I fucking bought it. Let me give this to the less fortunate.
What did you give? Like Goodwill?
No, my girlfriend's taking all the clothes and like donating them to somewhere that's better than Goodwill. Like somebody that doesn't sell them.
Oh, that's a good shirt too, man. I hope somebody appreciates it.
She went online and like did a bunch of research and asked some of her coworkers like, who can I donate this to? They're not trying to profit off of it. They're actually giving it to people in need. So fuck Goodwill.
Yeah, they do sell them at their stores, but I still want to say it's a non-profit company. They just don't have which means they don't have shareholders, but people still get paid.
Yeah, they're selling stuff that you're donating. Like, if I wanted this shit sold, I'd have sold it myself. I'm trying to donate it to a good cause.
It's at discounted prices. Maybe that's how they save face, but yeah, that's dope.
Who comes up with the prices of stuff at Goodwill too? They got like a price guy.
I have no clue.
All right, this guy gave me an ops shirt. I don't know what the ops is. So $2.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, they just pick any arbitrary price they want to use.
Right.
Yeah. It's something. Now you got the wheels turning in my head. Like, where the hell do they come up with these prices?
Right. Like, the stupid questions you ask when you get older. Like shit that keeps you up at night. Like, who the fuck comes up with the prices at Goodwill? I'm gonna have to call tomorrow and ask.
Hey.
Let's do power rankings, EJ, and we can get up out of here.
Power rankings of the week. Well, kick it off. Number 5. I gotta go with Willow Nightingale. I enjoyed the match between her and Statlander.
She lost though.
Oh, she lost? I thought she won. Yeah. I thought Willow won.
Am I crazy? Didn't Marina Shafir come choke her out and Statlander pinned her?
Oh, you're right. So let me switch that. I got Statlander instead. For what I was watching, Willow was getting the better of her, but damn, Shafir, that's nasty work. So I got Statlander at my number 5.
My number 5 is your ROH Women's Television Champion, Red Velvet, with a good match and a good win over Laney Luck. Laney Luck was throwing her ass around.
It's funny that you mentioned that. I watched like the first 20 minutes of ROH because I saw the card. I'm like, this is a pretty good card. Jay Lethal kicked it off. I didn't get to the Red Velvet match. I'll maybe go back and finish it. So, hey, shout out to Red Velvet. I kind of forget that she was the television champion, and they're introducing the pure champion. Like I wanted a AEW Women's Tag Team Championship, and they introduced it a pure ROH champion instead.
Giving it to Deonna Purrazzo, probably.
I was wondering where she's at. I mean,
She's been on ROH.
Yeah, she's getting paid like she's on regular AEW TV, so making money.
All over my social media too for some kind of like New Hampshire college or something like that. She's a spokesperson for
New Hampshire College.
I don't know if it's New Hampshire or Connecticut, somewhere up in the Northeast. I guess she went to college there, and she's like, you know how they post pictures of people with their diploma and shit. Like it was, I even tagged her in, and she liked it, and somebody else said, yeah, she's in the commercials and she's in this and that. I was like, I swear it looks like Deonna Purrazzo.
Hey, that's what's up. You know, more exposure for her.
More money, more money, more money. My number 4, still your WWE United States Heavyweight Champion. All gas and no brakes with it. Jacob Fatu.
You know what I mean? So it's interesting, like his upside, because clearly he's got a stranglehold on that mid-card title, but I could see him getting a world title run, but you got John Cena. His whole story has to play out, and I feel like they're going to give Cody another run. But I wouldn't mind, exactly. I wouldn't mind seeing Fatu maybe get a world title shot 2026. We'll see.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind that.
My number 4 is still the WWE Intercontinental Championship. Dirty Dom Mysterio. What are they doing with the Judgment Day? Dominic Mysterio is clearly over, and they're like always touring around with like, are they gonna kick Finn out? And
my dog ain't got a clue how fucking time zones were. He said Liz was called and she told me good morning.
that was funny. JD had to break it down for him. This is how time zones work, Dom. He's like,
I don't know, man. Fucking the Judgment Day, it's like they're always on the verge of breaking up. Like they did that shit with Finn and Priest for like a year, and then the shit with Rhea, like it's always dissension there. They kicked Edge out.
This group has lasted like longer than the NWO probably.
Longer than the Bloodline.
NWO's 96 and 99. This started back in 2022, so it's getting there.
Yeah,
definitely lasted longer than DX. So,
and Dom's the longest member because he was in it before Finn was.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, he was. I'm getting my. You sure?
Wasn't he?
So it was Rhea
because it was Edge.
So they
Rhea.
So Dom wasn't there when Edge was there. Finn kicked Edge out, so I think Dom got like right after Finn.
Oh, okay.
Close. Like
Finn kicked Edge out.
Yeah. Finn, because they let.
I mean, yeah, I knew he did, but I didn't know if Dom. I thought Dom was there with, because that's when all the shit with Rhea started.
Yeah, Dom happened like at a overseas, I want to say, pay-per-view, and he turned on Ray. But so Finn was in with Edge with like one day, and then he kicked Edge out. So I think Dom got there like right after that. But yeah, Finn he's right there though. Him and Finn are like.
Wait, so Dom turned before the Judgment Day.
No, he turned and then joined. Like it was at a PLE. It might have, but Edge's still there. Now I'm getting my timeline mixed up.
Yeah, because when he turned, he kicked Edge in the nuts.
Oh yeah. Okay.
So I'm trying to figure out if Edge had started the Judgment Day before then, because
he started the day.
Mysterio was like, "No, that's my friend. Like, leave him alone."
He started it the day after WrestleMania. Him and Damian were the first members. I think he faced AJ Styles that year. Now you got my like timelines. Like I don't like who joined first, him or Finn.
It doesn't matter. They're gonna be broke up soon.
hey, might be on something. But my number 3 is Jacob Fatu, still your United States champion.
My number 3 is still your women's Intercontinental champion with a great match versus Becky Lynch. Only reason she's not higher is because she couldn't even show up and gloat the next night. Becky said, I lost, but I don't feel like a loser. Ask the woman who won if she feels like a winner. Becky was talking shit. My number 2 is your New Japan Strong Women's Champion with a pin over Mira Shirakawa, and the first person to hand Mercedes Moné a loss in a couple years now. AZM.
I'm not too familiar with her. Is she pretty solid?
I ain't got a fucking clue, but it was a cool match.
Hey, shout out to her. That means I am on my number 2. I have still your women's IC champion, Lyra Valkyria. And my number 1, still your WWE champion, my hooker by crook, John Cena.
That's my number 1 also.
Well, we're in sync with that.
We ain't got shit to say about it because even though he's number 1, it fucking sucked.
Okay, so I pulled up a timeline. Finn joined right before Dominic and Judgment Day. But it was pretty damn close. But yeah, they're gonna kick him out. And what do you think they were planting little seeds? You think Finn will start a group with Roxy?
I think Finn and Liv have been playing Dom the whole time.
Oh shit! Damn.
Go all the way back to the fucking key card.
Yeah, that's long term storybooking.
And then Finn was always the one like nudging Dominic towards Liv. Like, man, fuck Rhea, she ain't here. Like, look at her, dog. Ain't nobody gonna know. It ain't like this is being fucking played on national TV. Like, how's mommy gonna find out?
Yeah. So you think they're gonna kick Dom out then?
Yeah, make him a babyface.
And
then he can get back with Rhea.
I don't mind them being separate still. Let Rhea do her own thing. She'll need to be.
I feel like Dom is like a better version of Otis. Just like keep him with the hot women.
Yeah, I mean, Dom's got the juice. Rhea, Liv.
He went from Rhea to Liv. Put him with fucking who else is over there?
We could put him with Maxine next.
She can't wrestle.
Ah shit! Damn, why you shit on my girl like that?
She's easy to look at though.
Hey, she been on the main roster for like 3 years now.
Put him with, bring fucking Mariah May in with Dom. Have Mariah fucking attack Liv or come help. I don't know. I mean, I guess he'd have to be heel to be with Mariah May.
Mm-hmm.
Because I feel like she'd be a heel if she came in. There's a million different directions you could go with Dom. But he's following his dad's footsteps. You know, Eddie used to lie, cheat, and steal, and he was a heel, and he healed it up so much that people start liking him. And that's where Dom is now.
That's hilarious. People just call Eddie his dad and don't blink an eye.
Look at Eddie Guerrero and look at Rey Mysterio, and then look at Dominic. Tell me.
Ray looked like he spit that motherfucker out. If you really look at it, he just got a mullet like Eddie.
Yeah, he's the same height as Eddie. He moves like Eddie.
It's funny.
There's nothing about him that looks like Rey Mysterio.
I'm here for the jokes though. Let's keep it going.
That boy look just like Eddie Guerrero.
Let's keep it going. Let's keep this gimmick going.
They say the best wrestling storylines are things that are rooted in real life. So that Dominic on the pole match, that shit was real.
When Dom gets on the interview, he's like, I'm 27 years deep, veteran in this game. Or how long he was back in it, with 25 years or whatever.
Is it true, Dad? Is it true? Is Eddie my dad? He was the same height as Rey Mysterio when he said that shit.
Bam. More short jokes. Dirty Dom. Shout out to Dirty Dom.
Oh my God! Shout out to Rey Mysterio, the GOAT.
Get well soon.
The GOAT luchador.
Not according to Grand Americano. He said he's the GOAT. Nah.
Yeah, well, he probably drinks real American beer.
I want to say the MAGA luchador. It's crazy.
That's all I got, EJ. You got anything else before we get up out of here?
That's all I got too, man. Shout out to everybody supporting the podcast, and we're gonna keep bringing it every week.
Oh yeah, thanks for all the support. Thanks for all the interaction on social media. As always, please follow us on everything on social media: TikTok, Twitter, Instagram. We got a Facebook group if you want to join that. You can find all of that at our Linktree /boot to the face. And please leave us a rating, subscribe, like, tell your friends about it. And if you want to send us a message telling us how great we are, we appreciate that too. Until next week, for EJ Reed, I'm Chris Rucker. This has been Boot to the Face. Peace!
Leg drop, boot to the face, we won't fold. Quick to put a dude in this place, he out cold with a tombstone, grab her the waist, get laid flat. Can't escape, nowhere to go, the cage match. It's on now, when I spot him, it's no problem, everybody stone.